Welcome to the second episode of Good Questions, November 25th, 2024. Today's subject is Psalm chapter 2, King James Version. Today, because of the depth of character of this particular chapter, I will go verse by verse, and after each verse, I will say pause and proceed to ask my questions. Without further ado, Psalm chapter 2. Why do the heathen rage, and the people imagine a vain thing? Pause. Who are the heathen? Why do they rage? And what vain thing do they imagine? Verse 2. The kings of the earth set themselves, and the rulers take counsel together against the Lord and against his anointed, saying, Pause. Who are these kings of the earth? Why do they conspire together? Who is the Lord? Who is the Lord's anointed? Are they two? Verse 3. Let us break their bands asunder and cast away their cords from us. Pause. Which bands are they, and whose cords are they? Verse 4. He that sitteth in the heavens shall laugh. The Lord shall have them in derision. Pause. Who is he that sitteth in the heavens? And why in derision? Verse 5. Then shall he speak unto them in his wrath, and vex them in his sore displeasure. Pause. When shall he speak unto them in his wrath? Verse 6. Yet have I set my king upon my holy hill of Zion. Pause. Back in verse 2, we hear about the Lord and his anointed. Do these refer to the same set? And if they refer to the same set, why is the Lord referenced in the third person in verse 2, and the anointed in the third person in verse 2? Yet in verse 6, we see a first person and a king in the third person. So in verse 2, we have a third person Lord and a third person king, or anointed rather. Now in verse 6, we have a first person who is presumably the speaker of the song, and a third person king. And the king belongs to who? The speaker? Is Zion, the holy hill, is it real? Is it physically real? Is it geographically real? And is now the speaker the Lord in the first person? Did the perspective change? Or is this an intermediary? Is there a king, then the speaker who is divine, and then the Lord above him? Is this a pass-through perspective in its entirety? Is the speaker the divine intermediary step between the Lord and the king? And is the king earthly? And is the anointed earthly? Verse 7. I will declare the decree. The Lord hath said unto me, Thou art my son, this day have I begotten thee. Pause. This is very similar to verse 6. Who is it that declares? Who is he that declares? And is he beneath the Lord that said unto him, Thou art my son? And if he is beneath the Lord, is he the king and the anointed that's referred to, the king in verse 6 and the anointed in verse 2? Or is this another? When he says, This day have I begotten thee, who is it that is begotten? By what means is he begotten? Is he earthly and thus begotten? Or is he heavenly and begotten? Verse 8. Ask of me, and I shall give thee the heathen for thine inheritance, and the uttermost parts of the earth for thy possession. Pause. Who are these heathen? Why are they made an inheritance? Why did they not originally belong? How are they made an inheritance? And again, who asks of who and when? And the uttermost parts of the earth. Where are these uttermost parts of the earth? Are they inhabited by the people? And if they are not inhabited by the people, which king ever had for an inheritance land that was not inhabited? Verse 9, thou shalt break them with a rod of iron. Thou shalt dash them in pieces like a potter's vessel. Pause. Why is the image of a rod of iron used? Is this the greatest technological advancement of that time? What did they deserve to do? What did they do to deserve to be dashed into pieces? Will they survive? Verse 10, be wise now therefore, O ye kings, be instructed, ye judges of the earth. Verse 11, serve the Lord with fear and rejoice with trembling. Pause. Why this emphasis on happiness with apparent sadness or joy with apparent fear? Verse 12, kiss the Son, lest he be angry and ye perish from the way, when his wrath is kindled but a little. Blessed are all they that put their trust in him. Pause. Who is the Son? Is he the same as the author of the psalm? Why would he be angry? To what does it mean, or what does it mean when it refers to perish from the way? And when it refers to his wrath is kindled but a little, is there something worse that happens when his wrath is kindled greatly? These are my questions. What are your good questions? Let us know your thoughts. Feel free to like and subscribe. Have a great day.